We're taking Presley to school. Yes. And normally it's Monday. It's a 1 hour late start, just normally. But because it was snowing yesterday, and this is actually not bad. This morning had a ton more snow on the actual like roads and stuff. Last night we got the notification that they're actually going to be 2 hours late start instead. So we're walking to school at like 11 o'clock. As soon as he gets there, it's basically lunchtime, which is interesting. But it's actually not too crazy with snow right now. And it is currently snowing a little bit. It was snowing a lot more right before we left the house. But it's not too cold. It's just snow. So I just dropped Presley off at school. It is currently snowing now. It wasn't snowing on the whole way to school, but it is now. It's actually really, really pretty. This angle I'm showing you, probably not the best, but it's now getting like all my hair. All the big kids at school were obsessed with the fact that there was a tiny bit of snow in the grass. Not even as much as like when we woke up this morning, but it is snowing. I haven't lived somewhere where it snowed since I was in my early 20s. So it's probably been like 10 years or so. It is definitely not as much snow as we would get up in Flagstaff when I lived there. So like this is not rare to me in that fact. Like I'm okay with it. I'm actually really enjoying it, but it was a little bit funny to see because I wasn't necessarily expecting it. We didn't get any snow until February. Like we just didn't get any snow until February. I don't know how often we get snow here because we just moved and everything, but I am now going home. I need to film and edit today because we were busy this weekend. Did not have a chance to do it. And I will update you on like what we're actually doing this week once I get there because I had to take Presley to school. Okay, what do you want?
Big snowball.
A big snowball? Okay, she wants me to make her a big snowball. Wonder how big is big for her. Yeah, there was leaves, you're right. Okay. How's that?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Ah.
Oh, you got my shoe.
Mom.
Another one?
Big.
A big snowball? Okay. Okay. How's that?
Yes.
Okay. What? You got me again and my pants. Look at that. You're so silly.
Mom. Big snowball.
Okay, so we are back from taking Presley to school. It's not super snowy outside. Like this morning, last night when it was snowing, it just seemed like so much, or at least so much more than yesterday. Yesterday, it did like a very tiny little bit in the morning, and we had like a Lunar New Year little lunch thing, and one of the people that was supposed to come, we weren't sure if they were going to come because that tiny little bit of snow was like something they considered bad weather. They did show up, and it actually like went away for most of the day until later yesterday evening. And like I mentioned a little bit before when we were out and about, I've lived in Flagstaff before. Flagstaff is in Arizona, but it is very high elevation, very mountainous. There is a ski resort and things there. Like when you get snow, you get snow. So I have dealt with way more snow than this before. It's just been like 10 years, over 10 years since I've had to deal with it. And it's just sort of interesting to see. Like I was curious, we're in a whole new state. I wasn't sure how they were gonna handle the snow. Like this morning, it was snow covered, like the whole road and everything. And I was busy with the kids this morning. Presley's school was 2 hours later, so I didn't really get to look outside until it was basically time to take him to school. But like all the sidewalks and all the roads are clear. I don't know exactly what happened or if it was just because the sun did come out for a little bit. It is over freezing. Like it was like 35, 36 degrees when I took him to school this morning. So like right now it's sunny outside. Like we obviously have not super cloudy, super cold weather. The snow's not gonna stick for very long. But the older kids at school were going crazy. Tiny ass little snowballs to throw at people. Trying to build a snowman when the snowball is mostly leaves. It was very interesting to observe, but I'm doing a vlog. Hello, welcome to the reading vlog. I know I've already talked about other stuff. So we're in February. My original goal was to do a booktuber's favorite type of video. The thing with that is I have so many books that I need to read for February. Like my TBR ended up being more than I really probably should have done, but I got 9 rolls, we picked 9 books. So I'm gonna put the booktuber favorite stuff on the back burner. Let me know if that's something you would still like to see. It just might be something that ends up showing up more in March instead of February. I usually try to do it to show the video around Valentine's Day, but I'm gonna do this one instead because with my new TBR game, we now get to roll purple. Purple was always an option, but now they're vlogs. And so I did roll 2 purples, so we have to read at least 2 books in this vlog, and I am excited for it, where we have to pick book box books. I picked one in that TBR, which I will show you guys in just a second, but it ended up being a romance because we are in February. And you know what? I think because I wanted to put a vlog out near Valentine's Day anyway, we're gonna read book box romance books. Pretty much all Afterlight, just because I have a ton of those that I probably should read. And I'm gonna be trying to do 3 in this video just because I really wanna read more than 2. But I did pick one in the TBR, which was The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. This one is by a Black author. It's gonna be a Black romance. From what I remember about it, these characters end up in a fake dating thing and like the guy is an astronaut. I don't know where else we're going with this, but like I was interested in this before it came in an Afterlight box. We have like really cool sprayed edges. I think that's the one good thing about the Afterlight and like Illumicrate and special edition books. Like you get cool editions. Like I really love the way that these look. So this was my first pick. So I have a few different other romance things we could pick, but I think I've found the other 2 that I want to read. So one of the other ones that I want to read is The Break Up Pact by Emma Lord. I think this one's also fake dating. Fake dating is one of my absolute favorite tropes in romance. And so I definitely need to read this. This one, again, like, look at those edges. Like, they look so cute. And this one has like a beach area. I guess I could have done this for a summer one. There was a different one that was like a summer type of book that I was like, no, I'm gonna wait and save that for summer. We do also have the end papers. Yeah, like I said, I think this is about a fake relationship, because like the 2 main characters that we have here, I think used to be friends or like knew each other in high school, stuff like that. They were both dating other people. Both of those people broke up with them and they were pictured together. So now they're like, oh, did they move on already? And so that's the fake relationship they're gonna have. And then I think the other one we're gonna do is The Prospects by K.T. Hoffman. This one is a male-male romance. There's a trans main character. It's gonna be sports, obviously it's baseball. I don't prefer the red as much on this as the actual like original cover, but I do sort of like that this looks like almost like an old-fashioned baseball card. It's a little bit sketchy. Like, I need to read this one as well. Again, underneath the dust jacket and some of the end papers. This one is rivals to lovers. Like they were already rivals and then they get put on the same team and have to work together, and yeah, not my vibe as much. And let me tell you, part of the reason I'm also switching over to this for this vlog instead of trying to do way too many books at once is I did my TBR, right? I have already DNF'd 1 book. Today is February 3rd. I've DNF'd 1 book. I started a second one that I'm now at the point where I'm like, you know what? It's not bad. I could very easily DNF. I had so many DNFs in January, like my wrap up. Let me just tell you, like, so I am gonna take a break from that one that like I could very easily DNF. I don't really want to, but at the same time, I'm not like super enthused about it. And I think I need like a palette cleanser of romances. And since I already picked this one for the book box project, that's what we're gonna do. We have The Kiss Countdown. I actually think I'm gonna start with this one. I have 2 fake dating. I mean, I could probably try and find a 3rd fake dating if we wanna do that, but I've also been very interested in this. And I also considered the Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, because that's a sapphic romance. and that one was almost picked for the purple book that you guys said I'd vote on, but Looking for Love in All the Haunted Places won for that. And Iris Kelly was not exactly like the book box book, but it was like a special edition that you could buy from Afterlight / Illumicrate, because I had gotten Ashton Parker, and like I have all the Illumicrate editions of those books. So I almost picked that one, but I think that's another not quite Rivals to Lovers, but like, you know, Iris Kelly doesn't date, and I'm like, she's not looking for love. It sounds like something that I should read eventually. I do want to read it, obviously, I own it, but I am very much more into the like fake relationship, fake dating type of things. And actually I think this is a very cute vibe, the colors, for like a Valentine's Day vlog type of thing. Like, they're cute. It's a cute color scheme. So we're gonna go with these. So that was my intro to this reading vlog. We are gonna be doing that. I need a break. I need something cute and fluffy, and I feel like these romances should fit the vibe instead of everything else that I'm doing and DNFing a ton of things and doom scrolling on threads and things like that. So that's what we're gonna do this week. The video will come out around Valentine's Day, so I have about a week, that's usually what I give myself for reading vlogs, to try and read 3 romances. Only 2 of these are technically on my TBR, because I picked one and then I didn't know what I was gonna read, but I'm pretty sure these are the ones we're going with. So yes. Okay, so it is the next day. I only got to read for a little bit last night. Like, I'm 40 something, almost 50 pages into this. And it is also another 2-hour late snow day today. There's less snow on the ground today than there was yesterday, so we're trying to film some other stuff that I need to do before I even take Presley to school, because he's not gonna go to school until like 11 something. But yeah, so I am reading the Kiss Countdown, and I'm like 40 something pages in. So far, really enjoying it. I think the first sentence, like the first little interaction, was really, really good. I'm probably gonna read this horribly wrong because white, but the voice of the character came through very, very early, which I love. But it said, "Homeboy has 10 seconds to divert his eyes from my ass before I lose it." 10? 9? Like, I just really, really enjoy this. This is going to be a fake dating, and we basically just got to the premise of this near the end of that like 40 something pages I read, where we have our main character of Mimi, who is a little bit down on her luck right now. She used to be like a party planner, and something happened in the past where she got fired from her job and is now trying to like start over and is not having too much luck with that. And she meets Vincent, who is an astronaut, at a coffee shop. The first time they meet, she spills coffee on him, or actually she bumps into him and he spills his coffee on himself. And he can't stay and like get another cup of coffee, because she does offer to like, hey, do you want me to buy you more coffee? Do you want me to fix, like, dry clean your shirt? You know, that kind of stuff. He's just like, you can owe me. And then later they meet again at this coffee shop, and her ex-boyfriend is there with his new girlfriend, and she's just like, this breakup came around the same time that she got fired and her mom was having a medical crisis, and like this whole thing happened apparently a few months ago. So everything is just like, oh my gosh, he has a new girlfriend now. And she lies to the ex-boyfriend saying that she's waiting for somebody at the cafe, even though she's not. And it's not her friend who she's usually there with, it's a boyfriend. And he's like, oh really? Who is this boyfriend? Vincent's there, and she knows his name, and so he plays along. And at the end of that interaction, Vincent's sister is there and realizes that, hey, this must be the girlfriend that Vincent's been talking about. You have to come to our New Year's Eve party. Yeah, this takes place like around Christmas, New Year's Eve. It's a little bit weird. I didn't get the vibe of that from the cover. But yeah, so now his sister also thinks that Mimi is his girlfriend. And he had been lying to his family about a girlfriend as well. So now they're going to fake date. I ended right before they go to the New Year's Eve party. And so that's where we're at right now. So far, I am really enjoying it. So yeah, again, it's a super cute cover underneath the dust jacket. So I enjoy that a lot. And yeah, that's where I am. I definitely want to read more today, especially since I want to get through most of the little romances that we have here by the end of the week. I just did not get a good chance to sit down yesterday and like read until after the kids went to bed. So yeah, my video yesterday was super long. I ended up editing more than reading. that's gonna be it for now. I will come back once we've read some more. Okay, so it is now Wednesday, around noon, so it's gonna be lunchtime. I did not read anything yesterday. I went on errands, we went to Costco, and I filmed in the morning. Presley was on a 2-hour delay because of the snow again. Today we didn't, which was great. I feel like we're getting back on schedule. Hopefully it stays that way. It's supposed to maybe snow or sleet or something this afternoon. We will just have to see. But also yesterday started that time of the month and I super tired, no motivation, just bleh. So I'm hoping to read some more today. I just finished editing the video that I filmed yesterday, which is why it is now noon, gonna be lunchtime. But also I got a box come in yesterday from Illumicrate. This is not an Illumicrate subscription box. This should be special orders. So I was just thinking, I usually don't unbox special orders necessarily like as a special video, but since we're doing a vlog anyway, let's open it here on camera. I am very excited for these. I'm pretty sure I know exactly which ones they are. So, lots of paper on top and 2 books. So, these are going to be Iron Widow and Heavenly Tyrant by chelsea.zhao. I absolutely love Iron Widow. The year that I read this, I think it came out near the end of one year and then I read it the next year. The year I read it, it was my favorite book of the year. It is YA, but I know the author also had a video recently talking about how they were sort of put into YA. When they were selling their book, it was easier to sell it to YA imprints of different publishers because there are way more of them than just like adult fantasy sci-fi type of stuff, at least back then. So it is YA technically, but it does have some more mature themes, and this one, especially the next book in the series, they said that they pulled less punches. Like that book is more of like who they are. I'm very, very excited. It is snowing again. Okay, so yes, this is the new one, and this is from Illumicrate. I have the original Illumicrate, which just has like striped edges. It wasn't very like much done to it. And so when they were doing their second book finally, because the book is finally coming out, I decided I wanted to get both. I might sell the other one eventually, but I absolutely love this book and I'm hoping this series. So here are those edges. We do have, you know, the same cover. The back has a quote on it now. And let's see what else we did. Oh, okay. So underneath the dust jacket, actually, it's like a sort of reversible one. You could have a picture if you wanted. And underneath on the cover, I'm assuming these are like their mech stuff, the mechas that are in it. This is a sci-fi book. And here is an end paper. Yeah, I just absolutely love this one. Oh, another end paper here. It is very much like feminist, fuck the patriarchy. Basically in this world, they have these mechas that fight aliens. Like it is a sci-fi, like there's this whole thing. And in order to pilot it, you have to have a man and a woman, or at least that's how they have it. And basically with the way that they have everything positioned, the women almost inevitably end up dying if they're not like super compatible with the people that they're working with and the mechas and things like that. And so our main character is trying to, I guess, take revenge on, I think, her sister's killer because of this situation. And I just absolutely loved it. It is also a take on Chinese historical figures. Like it's very much sci-fi. It's not like telling you all the history exactly, but it is a take on Chinese historical figures. I remember when I first read this, I was asking my husband questions because obviously he is from China. He knows a lot of the Chinese history more than like I did. Here in the United States, you don't necessarily get into the nitty-gritty of all the other countries' historical figures. But I absolutely loved it. The last, like, I want to say 100 pages of it was like breakneck speed as well, leaving you on a cliffhanger for the next book. And so I am so happy we have this. So finally in my hands, Heavenly Tyrant. This is a thick book. I don't know what I was expecting thickness wise, but like so excited. So it has the normal cover with really cool edges. The top and bottom on both books are just black. Let's go into here. So again, we do have a dual-sided dust jacket. Oh, and I guess I never really showed you the back of this one, but like quote and stuff. And then underneath, like, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't complain. Like, it was worth it to me to get this, even though I had to get an Iron Widow to match. And the other end paper, like, so gorgeous. And it is signed. The pen looks like it wasn't working very well on that one. Probably just signing so many things. But yes, I'm, like I said, super excited to have these. I probably will not read them this month because I have way too many things to read. But yeah, I'm ready. So ready for this. They're gorgeous. And then, like I said, it's really coming down now. I don't think it's going to stick very much. I don't even know how long it's going to be here. Some of this snow that's on the ground was there from overnight. We also don't get like a ton of sun because of the way the gates and the fences are put up. So some of the snow has been there for a couple days, but like, as you can see, most everything else has melted. Yeah, so, but it is currently snowing. Okay, so it has been a while since I've last seen you guys. We're moving this vlog into another week because I just filmed a huge video project that will be out before this one, obviously, over the last like 4 days. And I've been slowly making my way through this. I did finish it 2 nights ago, actually, and I'm giving it like a 3.5. I just feel like this wasn't as good as it could have been. I don't know. Is this a debut for this author? I think it might be. Like, I just feel like the writing style was very plain. Just sort of, here is what's happening. Sometimes I did feel like they were telling more than showing, especially with the fact that this is a romance. Like, I wanted to experience more of the actual romance and romantic feelings. It's supposed to be a fake dating sort of situation. It takes 40% of the book, besides one date where they sort of get into the actual like fake dating situation, to get to that point. Besides that, it's just them sort of hanging out, and I'm like, that could almost just be dating. So because of the fact that it wasn't as fake datey as I thought it could have been, I wasn't getting those vibes from it. Like, it could have just been a normal, hey, we met up, you know, we told our family that, you know, we were hanging out, like the fake dating setup, and then they just sort of were hanging out and almost dating in the first place. I also feel like the characters were a little bit flat in a way, and I think it's more the writing style than anything else. I'm giving it a 3.5 because I do not think this is a bad book. I definitely think my 3s are more of a meh. And yes, there were times I did not necessarily want to pick this up. Like, if I was doing this book for my previous reading vlog that I did, where it was trying a chapter and I dumped the book as soon as I'm not feeling it, I would have DNF'd this. Not because it's bad, but just because I wasn't feeling it. But those videos, that type of vlog that I do, I pick books that I don't think I'm necessarily going to love. If I do, great. More books that I'm potentially thinking of unhauling, and I obviously was not thinking about that for this, but there was just something a little bit off for me in the whole fake dating, starting a relationship. The third act breakup felt too much. Like, it felt out of the blue almost, and I think, again, it's because I wasn't relating to the characters and their feelings to each other as much. Like, it just felt out of the blue. I will say my favorite part of this was when they got back together after the third act breakup, but it was only like 4 to 5 pages worth of that feeling where I was like, yes, this is what I was looking for. But the rest of the book didn't give me that feeling. Like, I started off loving the opening of this. I really wanted to know more. The whole premise of him being an astronaut and having to go up into space soon, and so that's why they're doing this fake dating thing, it's not really a huge part of this book, except for the fact that his mom is worried about him not coming back. They mention that a lot, but we don't really get to see that whole other aspect of what is actually happening. So I just, again, I felt like the way that the conflicts happened in here just were not as good or had a point as much as I really wish they did. So I'm a little disappointed in this one. Like, I was really looking forward to this. I love fake dating as a trope. It just didn't feel as fake datey as I thought it should, and I didn't relate to the characters enough that even though I really did like them getting back together, that was my favorite part of the whole thing. And I don't think it should have been, you know what I mean? So, a little bit disappointed in this one. Yeah. I think because the other one that I have is another fake dating, I'm gonna go with the prospects next. This is not fake dating. Maybe I just need to like try a whole new thing. So this is gonna be the next one I pick up, but I also got a couple different packages in the mail that I wanted to unbox because they are bookish. So I figured we'll do that now. The first one is actually in this tube here. This is from Rainbow Crate. These should be the adjusted dust jackets for the Foxhole Court because they had some printing inaccuracies and like typos and like things that they should not have done. So like one of the things is like one of our main characters is Andrew Menard and they did not have him as goalkeeper. They had him as something else. I think one of the books had the wrong summary on the back. So instead of the Foxhole Court or the Raven King, I think it was the Raven King, it had the Foxhole Court summary on there. Now, the only other thing is they're now curly. I'll have to put them under some stuff to flatten those out so I can put them on my books. But I prefer this side, just like the original covers, but like fancier, more well done. Otherwise, they do have like a nice art side. I just really like the look of the naked hardcovers as well. But this side here. The Raven King, everything, hopefully, I'll have to look up and see, make sure that they did everything. They had like 5 different things on there that were like inaccuracies that people pointed out, and they were like, oh crap, let's reprint the dust jackets. And then the Kingsmen. So that was the first one. Again, I'll have to flatten those out. And then this other one that we have here is in a box. This should be a Kickstarter for a comic series, an indie comic series that I follow the creator on Patreon. That's how we've been getting all our pages. I first discovered them at a Phoenix Comic-Con, and I have since read and bought like all of their stuff because I absolutely love their characters and story and everything like that. But this should be volume 2 in the series that they're currently doing that I'm reading on Patreon. So, I'm very excited for this because I absolutely love, like I said, I absolutely love this author, illustrator, comic creator, but I'm really, really enjoying this series as well. So this is the House of Lowther Volume 2 by Kaylin Smith. I love that we have this like hardcover, sort of like leathery edition, and then it has like the shiny gold on them. So basically this follows a character named Sawyer, not this character, it's a girl, who goes into this manor house as like a cleaner, janitor sort of situation, housemaid. It's set in like slightly older times, you can tell. And she finds out when she gets there that it's not just like a group home type of situation. It's a group home for like mythological creatures. Like this character is a werewolf. We also have like the Mothman and a vampire and a Bigfoot, things like that. And I have absolutely been loving it. So this is volume 2. It is signed. And then we had a couple little goodies in here because this is through the Kickstarter. So we have a bookmark. This character's name is Kai. I absolutely love the characters and everything in here. We have a vampire sticker. So this is like his bat form, and it says, "Respectfully, you were blind as a bat." And your local chupacabra says, "Read a book." Like, I absolutely love this. I love the art style. I love the character vibes and everything. Like, one thing, like, it's black and white, but there is a part where we get a little bit of color in a great way in here, which I absolutely love. Like, this is one of my absolute favorites. I think based on where we are, I think we've gotten through the end of volume 2 on Patreon, and I think we're in the middle of volume 3 now. Like, she started posting volume 3 stuff. Yeah, I just absolutely love the series. So, a book to haul, not going on my TBR, which is great because I've already read this, obviously, but I have to have it. So, that is my update for now because, like I said, I just finished filming a huge-ass video that I need to continue editing. I've been editing it at night as well. But I will be starting the prospects today too. Okay, so I was getting a little bit worried about this vlog because I didn't particularly think there was anything special about the Kiss Countdown. We talked about this. But also before that, I DNF'd a book, and I'm soft DNFing a different one that I'm going to try later this month, and if I don't read it more this month, I'm probably just going to like actually DNF it. Like I also DNF like 6 things in January. It's just one of those times where I can't tell if it's me or the books, and I was getting worried. I started The Prospects by K.T. Hoffman yesterday. I am 139 pages into this. I am really, really enjoying myself, so I did not need to be worried. I guess I was, but I'm really, really enjoying this. Like, this is what I want. This is not fake dating at all. It is sort of rivals to lovers. Our 2 main characters knew each other back in college, and I don't think I realized that. I just knew that they were sort of on different teams, and then one of them gets transferred over. They're in the AAA minor league baseball type of stuff. I will say this does have like baseball terminology, and they do get into some of this stuff a little bit more than like I probably would prefer, only because I am not a sports person at all. So that kind of stuff does go over my head a little bit. Like, I know a little bit, and they're telling me a little bit more than I realistically know, but I'm not minding it too much, and I'm really, really enjoying the characters. One of our main characters is trans, actually came out as trans after they knew each other in college, and I'm curious to see what this second character thinks of their rivalry, because we really are only getting Jean's point of view. Our trans character is our main character. It is written in third person, but like we're basically just following him, so I can definitely see why he thinks they have a rivalry and all this kind of stuff, but I'm curious if we're going to get a little bit more into the other character. I think we are, because based on the writing and the characters of this, I'm really, really enjoying myself. Like, I did not want to put it down last night, but I had to go to bed. So I'm definitely going to be reading more of this today. I really think the characters and the way they're written is really good. We not only have Jean, who is trans, but we have other characters who are gay. Some of it was out, some of it is not. They do have some commentary based on the fact that these are men playing baseball, playing sports, and how the way that that kind of stuff is viewed, LGBTQ, is not necessarily the same as in other places, because baseball is a very straight, heterosexual, cis place. We also have a lesbian character. Like, I'm really liking the diversity here. And then not only do we have that, we also have diversity with disabilities and things like that. Jean is ADHD and has talked about having anxiety in the past. We have another character who has like major anxiety and has an actual like emotional support dog that comes with them. We have another character who is deaf. Like, we've just been having a lot of stuff. There's another baseball player who's having trouble with his shoulder and his elbow because of the fact that he used to play for a while. So we're getting a lot of different things, injuries and stuff like that. And I'm actually really enjoying the fact that we have so much different diversity. It is really showing us the diversity of the world, and I do definitely prefer that. But the writing got me from page 1, and I just think I'm really finding the characters enjoyable. Like, that is my biggest thing, obviously, especially with a romance. Like, I want to root for these people and root for their relationship. So I'm very, very happy with this. Like, I definitely want to read more. I read for almost 2 hours yesterday, which is pretty good since I was editing for so long yesterday. And according to my Bookly app, I have, I think, about 3 hours. Like, I'm at like 42% of this. So I don't know if I'll actually be able to finish it today. I have other things I still need to do. I already filmed this morning. It's basically lunch. It's afternoon right now. I need to go get lunch for Elliot and me. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying myself. I'm definitely going to be finishing it today or tomorrow. Like, I already want to pick it up, but I have so many other things I need to do. But yes, I'm happy. I'm so happy about this. Okay, so I finished this last night. It did take me a couple days because of just how long and how quickly I'm able to read right now. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. Like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, it does have more sports in it than like some other books, even sports romances that I read sometimes, but I didn't mind it too much because like the characters love baseball that much. I teared up at this. Like, it was just like so good, so well done, so heartwarming. I loved the characters. I loved the relationship. I loved all the diversity and stuff that I mentioned about it before. It was just like, it was basically perfect. I think this might be my favorite book of the year so far, even over the other things that I read last month. Yeah, I loved this so, so much. Like, I don't even know if I can get into more about it. Just like my feelings of this were just like love, love, love. Like, yeah, seriously, so, so good. So it is Thursday. It is the day before Valentine's Day. Presley's having a Valentine's Day party at school. We had to make him like a little Valentine's box and things like that. And so my next thing, I think I'm still going to attempt to read The Break Up Pact by Emma Lord. I say attempt because of the fact that this video is supposed to go up on Saturday, and I have not edited it either. Anything. It is the shortest book out of the 3 that I was going to read. It's just over 300 pages, whereas this is like 330, and I don't remember. And I do desperately hope that this is good as well. I do think the text size is a little bit bigger, maybe, on this. And romances don't take me too long necessarily to read, and this is supposed to be like a fake dating. I'm hoping for really, really good things about it. I'm just at the point now where like I would normally want to start editing. This video was only supposed to take me like a week. It's been a week and a half, a little over a week and a half now, I want to say, and I still just haven't done more than 2 books. I'm definitely reading slower this month in February than I was in January, but I also think part of it is just like the vibes of some of the stuff that I tried to pick up, not quite there. And so I'm, you know, obviously reading things that I do want to read. Like, I definitely do want to read, but like this one took me a while. This one I read in like 3 days, which is actually pretty good for the amount of pages it has and everything, and I absolutely loved it. So like I even could have taken my time a little bit more with that and savored it more. However, at the same time, like I desperately wanted to finish it last night because of the fact that like I was loving it so, so much. So I'm hoping that's where we get to with this one. I do want to read it today. It's currently snowing outside right now. I have to go get Presley in about 2 hours, and so it'll probably be snowing when I go get him as well. Yeah. We're gonna start this. I'm hoping to finish it before this video goes live, obviously. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So, I changed my mind. I tried this, and it's me. It's not the book. I'm not in the mood. I'm going to put it back on the TBR shelf and read it later. Mostly it's been snowing since yesterday. It is so much snow. I had to go pick up Presley from school, obviously, like I normally do, and there was so much snow that it was like twice as much work to go pick him up and get him in the wagon, and we have like this cover for it. It wasn't like horrible, but it was like nonstop trudging through snow, pushing a wagon with 2 kids in it for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes because of how long it was taking me to get there and back. And so I was just tired. So I wasn't really in the mood for that. Then I was in charge of cooking dinner last night. Again, by that time, perfectly fine. But I realized I'm not really in the mood for romance anymore. Today is Valentine's Day. I know it shouldn't be this, but I wasn't. So instead, I ended up listening to Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalia. I got like 130-something pages into this, so I think I'm more just like slowly getting into like the fantasy stuff that I need to do. The kids are playing. Presley has no school today. Today was one of those like, if there was a snow day earlier in the season, they would have had to go to school. There was no snow day. Technically, we had a couple days where they were like an hour or 2 later to start. But there's so much snow now, it probably would have been a snow day today anyway. So yeah, I have more books on my TBR. I just don't think I'm in the mood for romances, and I have some other fantasy things that I can read after I'm done editing this vlog, because that's what I'm going to do instead. But I just want to let you guys know, I'm not going to get into this one, and I think it's just my mood, not because the book is bad. I barely got into it and was like, there's just no way I'm doing it. So yeah, yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for this vlog. So, I mean, I did read what I set out to read. This was supposed to be a book box vlog, which I ended up making a romance specifically book box vlog because of the fact that it's Valentine's Day today. I absolutely love the prospects. 5 out of 5 stars. I can't find a single thing that I don't like about it. Yes, it does have more sports and baseball than like some other sports romances, but like I don't think it was necessarily a detriment. I'm just not a sports person, and so I don't know all the like intricacies of the sport, but the fact that the characters love it made me want to read more. And then I also started off and read The Kiss Countdown, which was a little bit disappointing for me. And that's mostly just because I just don't think the writing style was like as good as I wanted it to be. There was certain things about this that like didn't fit into that fake dating trope as much as I wanted. Like it wasn't bad, it was just sort of flat. And so I would potentially read more by this author. I just don't think this book was as good as I wanted, whereas like from page 1 almost, I was in love with this one. Like, yeah. So that is going to be it from me today. We did do what I set out to do, even though I really wanted to fit one more book in. I'm just not in that romance mood anymore. And so if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye.